I think it's interesting. Cricket is a very strong passion point in our country anyway, one way or the other. So, given that, a lot of brands do want to be associated with cricket. So, I think PSL as a first step is a huge effort, and I think it will continue to gain momentum as time goes by. The biggest thing that will change PSL or change the way people view PSL would be if it happens in Pakistan. So, but still, as a first, step, it was a huge effort. I think we've seen it before as well. We've seen in the case of telcos, we've seen in the case of other beverages. It's more, I think, kind of fulfilling marketing team's wishes more than, because I mean, technically, if you ask any of these guys, and I'm not the best person to comment on that, but I don't think there is a huge dent in sales one way or the other because of such efforts. But it is, I mean, it's very interesting humor. I think in the gloomy environment that we end up living in, sometimes these types of things help us give like a nice little break. I think we're this is a brand new phenomenon. So for the equilibrium to kind of settle in, it'll take some time. So right now, or in the beginning of it, I think it was more of a advertisers market because the number of cinemas were fewer, and the kind of budgets that is required from a producer were obviously quite high. So they were depending more and more on the advertiser to kind of fund these movies. Now with some of the more recent big hits where it seems like if you have a big hit on your hand, technically you won't even need an advertiser. So once they kind of get it right, I think the dependence on the advertiser will also reduce, and once that happens, the producer and the director will kind of come into their own. At the same time, the advertisers are also realizing that if you do too much of it, it actually looks like it's in bad taste. And now with the digital environment, a lot of people end up commenting and saying that it seems like a 120-minute commercial. And it's brand managers are also getting real-time feedback on such things. So I think we'll come to a nice equilibrium very quickly, if not in the next few months. I think with the advent of YouTube, everything's going to change for television as well. So wherever YouTube normally operates, it becomes one of the top channels to watch anyways. Even right now, the numbers are huge. So as I understand, I think there are about 5 million people watching YouTube every day. That's bigger than a number of small, medium-sized channels. So it's already kind of seeped into the way we work. With 3G, 4G, and a whole bunch of internet services available, a lot of people are watching television on their phones, and they're watching their video on YouTube or similar websites. But YouTube is the biggest phenomenon. So I think the world will our Pakistani world will start looking at TV slightly differently. So moving from just looking at TV, print, radio, digital, it will become more video, for instance, where video doesn't matter whether it's television, or it doesn't matter whether it's a phone, or it doesn't matter whether it's cinema, it's still video. And once you start looking at it from that lens, the TV channels are in for a huge competition. I think we're all looking at it from that lens as well, that if digital is not something which is like a checklist item because some regional pressure comes into play, and it's something that you just have to do, then you basically do it very half-heartedly. Now with this, and YouTube is basically anywhere it goes, it drives digital budgets up anyways. So once advertisers start becoming comfortable, and now given the clutter amount that we have on television and the rate inflation that we're also seeing, it will make it easier for YouTube to get bigger in Pakistan. And once that happens, advertisers are also going to latch on to that because there are many more impressions that can be bought versus television, where you just restrict it to an 18-minute inventory in a specific time band. Here, that same person could watch it there could be two people in the same room, one could be watching a totally different ad versus the other because of their totally different demographics. So so there will be a lot of investment which will start to move soon, and then investments will keep going up for digital, which will create problems for regular media. But there's a lot for them to gain as well, because technically even YouTube doesn't create its own content. So a lot of content from television can also find its way to such places. I think things will change very, very quickly. when television came into play in Pakistan, or television came into play in terms of number of channels that started to appear, things started moving very slowly, but still in a very different direction compared to where we were used to, with more emphasis on print and little emphasis on television. And all of a sudden, that kind of over the last, from I think 2001 to where we are, about 15 years, it took television that kind of time to move a significant amount of its investment into television from print. I don't think TV will be given as much time with the digital arena. So it will happen very quickly. So my guess is maybe in the next 7-8 years you will see this difference of much more investment going towards digital than there would be on, for instance, television. Assalamualaikum, Farhan Qureshi from Starcom Media West. Please watch me on Brand Scenario. Thank you.